He say, okay, he's a little better. He say, but don't ever put no white dude on me because that is disrespectful. I was like, okay. Now, I don't know how America's going to feel about that.
They'll be all right.
Larry Bird would probably beat LeBron one.
Really?
You know, Bird tough to defend. Why? Because he looks slow as shit to me. So I'm missing something. So tell me what I'm missing. You know what I mean?
Larry Bird didn't just make an impact on the NBA, he changed the game forever. From the moment he stepped on a court, his presence was undeniable. Even during his college days, Bird was such a dominant force that the Boston Celtics drafted him. Before he officially declared for the NBA, when he finally joined the league, he didn't miss a beat, immediately performing at an MVP level and turning the Celtics into a perennial title contender. His career was filled with iconic showdowns against the best players of the 1980s, and with every rivalry, he etched his name deeper into basketball history. But Bird's influence didn't end when he retired as a player. He went on to become a successful head coach and later an executive, earning the rare distinction of being the only person in NBA history to win MVP, Coach of the Year, and Executive of the Year. His legacy stretches across every corner of the league, with stories about his intensity, confidence, and competitive fire becoming the stuff of legend. With a nickname like Larry Legend, it's no surprise his mythos looms large. Even the game's greatest, like Michael Jordan, recognized Bird's greatness. While Jordan would go on to dominate the 1990s and take the league to new heights, his early career was blocked by the Celtics dynasty led by Bird. Despite Jordan's undeniable talent, he suffered back-to-back first-round playoff exits at the hands of Bird's Celtics. Though Jordan was famously reserved when it came to complimenting his opponents, his respect for Bird was different. It came through in subtle ways, hinting at the impact Bird had not only on the league, but on Jordan himself.
Enjoy yourself, dog. Y'all gave us the run for our money. Yeah. All right, take care. Thank you. Work on that golf game of yours.
Michael Jordan's relationship with Larry Bird was a mix of admiration and frustration. On the court, losing to Bird and the Celtics clearly stung, but off the court, Jordan showed a deep respect for Bird's greatness. He was more relaxed around him, even inviting Bird to play golf one of the few arenas where Jordan could consistently come out on top. Still, Jordan didn't hide his irritation with Bird's gritty, hard-nosed style of play. At times, he even went as far as calling Bird dirty, a nod to just how tough and relentless the Celtics legend really was.
So he's a tough, hard player that you get angry at sometimes.
Everybody does. I mean, it's a common thing. If anybody, you had 273 professional athletes here, professional basketball players, you say who's the dirtiest player in the NBA? So, I say 95%. I say Lambeer or Larry Bird.
Really?
Jordan's remark is particularly intriguing, given that few players ever labeled Larry Bird as dirty. It raises the question, did Bird adopt a more physical, aggressive style specifically to gain an edge over Jordan, or was Jordan simply amplifying things to rationalize his early struggles against him? Interestingly, not all of Jordan's teammates saw Bird the same way. Dennis Rodman, known for his bold opinions, once claimed that Bird wouldn't thrive in today's NBA, even suggesting he'd be more suited for European basketball. The true meaning behind Rodman's comment remains a mystery, sparking ongoing debate about whether it was a jab at Bird's style or just classic Rodman provocation.
Okay, I'll put it this way. If Larry Bird played in this era, I think he'd be in Europe. So I'm just letting you know, man. Really, like I said, I'm just saying he'd be somewhere over there. But his game was fit for Boston at that time in the '80s and stuff like that. But today's world, oh hell.
Rodman may have carried some lingering resentment toward Larry Bird, as the two had numerous fierce on-court battles. Frequently tasked with guarding Bird, Rodman experienced firsthand how relentless and efficient Bird was, scoring with ease and fueling it with non-stop trash talk. During that same era, Rodman's teammate Isaiah Thomas shared a revealing story that highlighted Bird's competitive mindset. According to Thomas, Bird once took offense when the Pistons initially assigned a white defender to cover him, reflecting the unfair stereotype at the time that white players were less athletic. Bird made it clear that such a matchup wouldn't cut it, prompting Detroit to switch to Rodman, a far more physical and intense defender, in an effort to slow him.
He said, "Hey man, you can't put no white dude on me. That is straight disrespect." Right? He said, "Don't put no white dude on me." So check this out. So the next year we come back, I said, "I got somebody for your ass," right?
Yeah.
He said, "Who you got?" I said, "Robin." He said, "Okay, he's a little better." He said, "But don't ever put no white dude on me because that is disrespectful."
Larry Bird was a relentless trash talker, but what set him apart was his unique ability to make it entertaining. His confidence and sharp wit often had even his opponents laughing, like when he'd joke about white defenders, even though he himself was white. Bird's race became a notable part of his superstardom, particularly in the context of his legendary rivalry with Magic Johnson. The NBA leaned into their contrasting backgrounds, using them to fuel one of the greatest rivalries in sports history. It's almost impossible to talk about Bird without also mentioning Magic. Despite years of fierce competition, Magic Johnson holds nothing but respect for Bird. Looking back, Magic acknowledges that their rivalry pushed him to be a better player. From the very start, Magic felt like he was chasing Bird's level of challenge that would define both of their iconic careers.
And I'm glad that we came in together because I had somebody to measure myself right and say, hey, okay, he's great. I can't let him get too far ahead of me. I got to work hard because I want to stay in.
How was you guys' relationship? How would you describe your relationship? Obviously, you beat him in the the finals in '79. But how was your relationship once you got to the NBA? Because I think the thing was, he was Rookie of the Year. I think you got like 1 or 2 votes, that's all.
The Rookie of the Year race between Larry Bird and Magic Johnson wasn't even close. Bird won in a landslide. Even decades later, Magic admits that loss still stings. But instead of dwelling on it, he used it as fuel to elevate his own game and reach Bird's level of greatness. As for how Bird's game would translate to today's NBA, many believe his skills would still be a perfect fit. In fact, Gilbert Arenas has even stated that he would pick Bird in a one-on-one matchup against LeBron James, underscoring Bird's timeless and legendary skill set.
Larry Bird would probably beat LeBron one-on-one.
Really? Larry Bird would beat LeBron James one-on-one.
Because one-on-one, it takes away from everything LeBron has, right? His physical strength, his speed, right? And, you know, all that power he has going. Well, in one-on-one, you're talking about 1-2 dribbles. That's not his pointers. Yeah, that's not his game. That's Larry's whole game.
For a first-hand perspective on Larry Bird, his former teammate Danny Ainge provides valuable insight, having witnessed Bird's greatness up close. Ainge recalls one defining trait above all: Bird's unshakable confidence. Bird believed in his abilities so completely that he would often toy with defender, telling them exactly what he was about to do and then doing it anyway. No matter how they tried to adjust, they simply...
I always considered myself a confident player, but, Larry was entirely... there's so many stories I have about just him taking games over and, we coach a call a play, and he's not. It's just, okay, he's just going to take it and score. But he just had so much belief in himself. He could get a shot, with double teams at the end of games. The teams knew what we were running, and they'd still get a quality look off.
The brilliance of Larry Bird's game went far beyond what most casual fans might notice, and even the most dedicated students of the game, like Kobe Bryant, initially struggled to grasp what made Bird so difficult to defend. Curious to understand Bird's uniqueness, Kobe went straight to the source, asking Lakers legends from the Showtime era what set Bird apart. From the outside, Bird didn't appear particularly fast or athletic, yet he was an unstoppable offensive force. Kobe knew there had to be something more to Bird's game than
Bird tough to defend. Why? Because he looks slow as shit to me. So he's like, I'm missing something. So like, tell me what I'm missing. You know what I mean? And so I would always ask questions and try to learn as much as I could. Right? No? I was a different generation. You guys probably never seen Larry Bird play. Which is,
just
how many have seen Larry Bird play?
Hey, everybody's seen Larry Bird play.
That's not a high enough percentage. We got some work to do.
After studying Larry Bird's game, Kobe Bryant became one of his biggest advocates, urging more people to watch and truly appreciate his greatness. Through his own research and conversations with NBA legends, Kobe gained a deeper understanding of what made Bird so special. He believed the younger generation should follow that same path, learning from the legends of the past to truly grasp the essence of the game. One of those legends is Byron Scott, who faced off with Bird in multiple NBA Finals as part of the Showtime Lakers. Scott shared a story about Bird's legendary mind games and trash talk, which were delivered with an almost eerie calmness. Bird wouldn't just talk trash. He'd tell defenders exactly how he was going to score, daring them to stop him. Then, no matter how well they adjusted, he'd still